But in the meantime, Inbaal is back here in the studio. She's going to be taking a look at some more of your questions now. But lots of you might have only just joined us. So first of all, let's welcome her back, the lovely Inbaal. There
Hello.
you are. So again, you've obviously been here now for a couple of hours, and lots of new viewers joining this show now that are probably thinking, Inbaal, she's back. What's going on?
Do you know, I actually spoke to someone now who I haven't spoken to before, because everyone that's rung since the start of the show have been people that have known me for a really long time, and now somebody rang in, introduced themselves, gave a date of birth, and off we were, looking at romance and future and so on. Hi, there you are. There's the old, there's the new, and everything in between. For me, this is such an exciting experience.
Well, it's so nice to have you back. Obviously, the 10th anniversary the other week, and Inbaal thought, yeah, do you know what? I'm going to be part of this. I want to come back and say hello to everybody, and it's so nice that she has. We're very lucky to have her here today, only till 5 p.m. Now, just before, obviously, we have more of a chat with Inbaal, you do have our producer there. Maybe we'll just leave that for now. Yeah, he's just getting her logged in, so just bear with him. I think he's done it now, actually. She was having problems just getting her system logged in. She's logged in now, so she'll be there taking your calls with all the other psychics that are there today. The producers, see, they sometimes feel a little bit left out, so they like to get in the shot. Nothing changes, Inbaal. Nothing changes.
No, the more things change, the more they stay the same.
Absolutely. So, let's have a little chat to you a little bit about, for you, we had a nice chat about earlier, when you're such a successful businesswoman, when you've got it all going on, when you've got the spotlight on you, I mean, your media credits, all the things that you've done, and then suddenly having, to that transition period, becoming a mum, which, is the best thing ever, and, but just having to do totally different things to the norm. How did you adjust to that? And what, were the things that you found most difficult? Because there are going to be lots of viewers that are now torn between maybe their career, family. I know we can't go into fertility, but maybe there is something that you can maybe empathise with today on the show that you've been through as well.
Absolutely. If I can talk about my own problems, when I first got married, we'd lost the pregnancy, and then I was a little bit bigger, and doctors were saying to me, you'd never get pregnant unless you lose weight and so on. So I've been through it and have got a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old. Hurrah, and keep your fingers crossed for me for a few more appearances, out of my tummy, I mean. And my point in that wasn't to tell you my problems. My point in that was to show you what was missing from my life when I did suddenly make that transition. Because for me, having been on the show and done sort of different shows and also giving readings, that gives me a channel to kind of, offload some of my stuff. Because you can go around in life and say you're working in an office job, or you're just sort of going through toddler groups a lot, and you don't really get to say, I'm having problems too. And on the show, I got to iron out all of my problems, like I was having therapy and, making a career of it as well. And the flip side of it is when I was giving a reading, or, as I do still, when I give a reading, I get to hear of other people's problems, and that puts my own issues in perspective. And for me, that was really the one thing that was missing. If I needed to get something off my chest, I had a teeny tiny baby. She didn't deserve all the problems sort of thrown in her face. So that was quite a huge transition. And not being able to go anywhere was quite a huge transition, because those of you that have breastfed are familiar with the fact that the first few days through to months mean that you're just sat there on the sofa. I had no mobile reception as well, because I'd only sort of just moved very rural. I transitioned everything. It's the best thing I ever did, and it was really right for me. It was really right for us as a family, but it was kind of huge. If anybody really is sort of struggling with the idea of starting new, starting fresh, I've moved countries before. If it's right for you, you'll know that it's right for you, and you can get the kind of guidance and I guess reassurance that things can go all right, and that, just like kids transition from nursery to school and then from school to high school, and they make new friends, as grown-ups, we can do that as well.
Well, viewers, if you're having to adjust to change, then that's something that obviously Inbaal can empathise with. And it's just nice to stop and pause and just to reflect on, you know, what Inbaal's been through herself, because it just makes it real. Yes, she has all these media credits on these amazing shows she's been involved with, but she can also relate to many of your situations that you're going through at this moment in time. So we'd love to hear from you today. Get your questions in for Inbaal. She's going to be going through many of them in just a second. Just before we do, though, Fran is going to be taking some more calls. So if you call now, you'll be able to speak to her. Her PIN number 4717. So she'll be there now, trying to speak to as many of you viewers as possible. You've got the prepaid service that can put you through, or you've got the pay by phone number 0906 664 7777, and simply enter her PIN number and that will take you through. Let's do a couple of questions and then we're going to talk about the how they can pre-book readings with you, actually, if that's all right, Inbaal. Because if they can't get hold of you today, because you are a lady in demand, we'll let them know how they can get in touch with you next week. But let's just do a couple of questions first.
Go on.
So, we got a voicemail. Let's listen to this. Hello.
Hi, Inbaal. I'm actually calling on behalf of my daughter. Her initial's J, and she's completely lost in terms of what career path she wants to take. She thought she knew what she wanted to do, but she's changed her mind now. So any information would be great. Thanks very much. Bye.
That is actually a brilliant question. Thank you so much. And thank you for demonstrating to people that they can ask a question like that and indeed ask it on behalf of someone else. The question of what career suits you really has to be more specific in the sense of what career suits you roundabout now. Because as you know, people go through career changes in life, and you might, in my trials and tribulations through quite a difficult pregnancy, I've met midwives that used to be PR people before. How do you make the transition? How can you have the same skills to do PR and then to be a midwife? Or people that used to be civil servants before and then change to nursing. So let's see what suits your daughter Jay at this moment in time, what goes with her specific skill set. Now, first of all, she loves people. She loves the kind of changing and shifting gifts and talents of people, and she loves placing people in the right place for themselves. She also really loves change. Would it be weird to you if I put her in a very crowd-facing job, such as social worker, for example, as in, you know, placing people in the right position for themselves, or something like working with the elderly, that kind of thing? I feel that she has the right amount of empathy for a career like that, that's kind of in the caring professions, but more in a practical kind of way. She has the right empathy, but not too much that she would get too attached to each of her subjects. Let's do an alternative thing as well, because I don't think that a lot of people are meant to do just one single thing. Let's see what else would suit her. And then she's actually very, very good at organizing and at being sort of very specific and very particular about things, and this actually puts her in the legal fields. We have a card called Adjustment, but it's just the thoth version of a card that's called sorry, I just lost myself. I thought that's Judgment, and then I thought, no, that's Justice. It is Justice. It just gets mixed up in the thoth because they're a little bit more special, and that actually puts her in the justice system. So again, social work isn't too far from the periphery of that, but that could also be looking into legal secretary, lawyer, all that kind of thing. I think she will be the champion for people, somebody that goes and speaks on behalf of other people, making things happen for them. It's just kind of her choice what specific role she'll play, being a champion for those people. I really hope this helps, and thank you so much for your unique question.
Okay, nice, lovely. Thank you very much indeed for your message.